And in that 15 hours, the target is to change your mind as private pilot.
And now, the CPL? But aren't we already commercial pilots? Many of you will ask yourself these and other questions.
We calculated 0 11 and it says that we'll arrive at 08. So we are having more tailwind than next.
From zero to hero. Discover the complete process to become a professional pilot with the European Aviation School of Barcelona, an exciting path led by experts in each subject, instructors, active pilots, and students. From zero to ATPL license, we will reveal all the mysteries and answer all the questions. We will fly, learn, and enjoy the adventure.
So the CPL course is a, let's say, a specialization course. It's a proficiency course. It's a course where we try to get these students to the commercial level. They've been already had an exam. They've been tested for their PPL skills. But now, after the time building, the multi, etc., etc., they are now more professional. They know how to fly better, and that's what we want to check or to teach in the CPL course. So we allow less mistakes. We ask for them to perform routings with smaller villages. Basically, it's everything like the PPL, but with more demanding and with more precision.
Pues yo noté mucha diferencia de los vuelos del PPL o de time building, ¿no? Que al final hacer routings por aquí cerca con un avión pequeño, al CPL, que me lo pasé súper bien porque hice routings más largos, aeropuertos, pues no sé, Mallorca, fui a Santander, y también en routings visuales, pero con un avión ya más profesional, sí, más avión. Y es curioso toda la progresión de volar una avioneta pequeña por aquí cerca a irte a aeropuertos que están bastante lejos y poder volarlo.
CPL for me was like an enlargement of the PPL, right? You basically learn the same things, but I would say you learn them in more of a very specific and very procedural way and professional way, because your commercial pilot means you're going to earn money from flying. You need to be professional, you need to be super accurate and super good at what you do.
Okay, the CPL course, if you do it in a modular way, it's a total of 15 hours of flight. And in that 15 hours, the target is to change your mind as private pilot. As a commercial pilot that you will be, you are not able to say, okay, I'm going to maintain that parameter more or less. No, you must be able to do it with more precision. That's why we focus on that part in order to be a more precise pilot.
I couldn't believe that I'm already there. I said, like, everything passed so fast, I don't know what is happening. And there, the stress for me more was about that I'm actually about to finish. So I wanted to take every opportunity to learn a bit more.
Nosotros, las escuelas de prácticamente toda Europa, lo que hacemos son integrados ATPL, que incluyen un CPL. Si tú quieres hacer un curso CPL puro y duro, ese curso CPL te permite trabajar como piloto, pero en el 90% de las empresas no les vas a ser del todo útil, digamos, porque las empresas hoy en día quieren un ATPL multi-engine, ATPL frozen, que es la parte CPL teórica, ATPL.
So I think it was more of what I already know, but let's do it better and more accurate and just more professional, especially in terms of procedures, right? I did a lot of, I think I had a bad habit of not being very procedural with checklists and things like that because of my past general aviation flying. And doing these courses with EASA and the instructors, I think kind of took those habits away, and I stood and I was on that path of professionalism and really procedural flying. I think that was what commercial pilot license meant to me. And now, the CPL? But aren't we already commercial pilots? Many of you will ask yourself these and other questions, and it is completely normal. We have already taken many courses, many qualifications, many hours of flying and many hours of studying. But don't worry, we are reaching the end and we are about to arrive. Let's see. In an integrated ATPL, as we have seen with the other qualifications, this course does not exist separately, but rather it is part of the complete package of integrated ATPL. In this case, you start from zero and end up with several licenses, amongst which is the CPL, which allows you to fly commercially, that is, with remuneration as a pilot. So from zero to hero. What happens to students who take the modular course like my case? Well, nothing's changed. We simply have to continue with the ratings, and in the event that we want to work as paid pilots or continue our path to obtain the ATPL, the CPL license is essential, and like all the other parts, it has its own syllabus, its own structure, and its own final exam as well. In the event that you take the ATPL by modules, the requirements to enter are the following. You have to have the private pilot license. You have to have a minimum experience of 150 total flight hours, but 200 hours when you expedite the actual license. 100 hours of real flight as a pilot in command. You have to have passed the ATPL or CPL theoretical tests. You need to be a holder of a Class 1 medical certificate. You need to be a holder of the instrument rating and multi-engine. And you have to have the night visual flight rating for night visual flying. This training phase consists only of the practical phase. You will do 14 hours of flight in a single engine and 6 hours of flight in a twin engine. The CPL-A phase is a very interesting phase. You already have the professionalism of flying with one engines and also with two engines. You can fly visually and you can fly in instrument flight rules. You can even fly at night. You feel like you are ready, but not yet. You need that last step to become a professional pilot, prepared for any type of flight, and above all, with the responsibility that comes with it. A pilot with a commercial pilot license for aircraft has a wide range of responsibilities and capabilities that exceed those of a private pilot. Let's see what these responsibilities are at a general level. Safety and regulatory compliance. The commercial pilot must strictly adhere to national and international aviation regulations. This includes following standard operating procedures and ensuring the aircraft meets all safety standards before each flight. Flight planning. A commercial pilot must meticulously plan each flight, including routes, alternates, fuel consumption, and meteorological considerations. They must be prepared to adjust plans in flight if necessary. This is where the practice of the famous routing comes in, of which we will see an example in this same video. Aircraft operation. Pilots are trained to operate a variety of aircraft efficiently and safely. This includes, of course, takeoff, the flight itself, the landing, but always prioritizing safety. Effective communication. Pilots must communicate clearly with cabin crews, passengers, air traffic control, and ground staff. This is vital for the flight safety and efficiency. Emergency management. In the event of an emergency, the commercial pilot is responsible for making quick and effective decisions to ensure the safety of everyone on board. Maintenance of skills and knowledge. Pilots must keep their flight skills and theoretical knowledge up to date, including conducting check flights and continuous training. Team leadership and management. Pilots often act as leaders of the aircraft crew and are responsible for effective team management. And finally, what capabilities does a person have with a CPL license? Well, you can operate as a paid pilot. Unlike private pilots, commercial pilots can receive compensation for flying, so you're making money from something that is amazing. Charter flights and air taxis. You can actually operate charter flights and air taxis, offering air transportation services to individuals and groups. Flight instructor. You can act as a flight instructor teaching students, but only if you obtain the required additional qualifications, such as the FI flight instructor rating. Corporate or business flights. You can fly aircraft for companies transporting executives or small teams to different places worldwide. Specialized aerial work. This can include aerial photography, patrolling, agriculture fumigation operations, sign towing, amongst many other aerial works. Emergency and rescue services. You can even participate in search and rescue operations or medical emergency missions. Cargo and passenger flights. Pilots are trained to operate cargo flights, transporting goods to different destinations as well as passenger flights. And once you have reached 1,500 flight hours with their specific requirements, you will become an airline transport pilot, ATPL. The commercial pilot opens up a wide range of career opportunities in aviation and comes with great responsibility. The commercial pilot must not only be highly competent in flying skills, but also in management, communication, and decision making. We're going to finish this first part of the CPL course with an example of the flight that you will perform during this stage. In this case, we return to single engine, but with the magnificent TECNAM P2008T, one of the aircraft that EAS has in its fleet. We will briefly see an example of this routing, one of the many exercises that you will be performing during your hours, an exercise that will also appear in your final flight exam.
Sabadell, AESA 1 India, holding short runway 13 ready for departure.
AESA 1 India, wind 160 degrees, 8 knots, maximum 15, runway 13, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 13, AESA 1 India. Okay, perfect. So a little bit of a crosswind from the right. Entering runway callout, runway is free, and clear, and approach is free, authorization, fuel pump on, transponder alt, carrier key off, flaps takeoff, taxi and landing on. Timer.
Ready.
And heading back. Ready?
Ready.
Let's go. Okay, takeoff power set.
Check.
Speed alive.
Check.
40 knots, engines are on the green. 50 rotate. Brakes apply. 63. Okay, 500 feet. Taxi and landing off. Speed check. Let's go a little bit faster. We'll go to 70 knots more or less. Okay. Speed check, flaps up. Fuel pump off. Fuel pressure.
Terrain.
And fuel pressure going down.
We have a lot more fuel pressure.
Okay, and
now
stabilizing. Yes. Okay, let's go left.
AESA 1 India, monitor Barcelona 131.125.
131-125 in Barcelona, AESA 1 India. See you later, bye-bye.
Yeah.
So directly to Mataró from Echo is going to be 083
Heading.
083.
NH1008 for Ryanair 4 uniform.
We haven't started at Echo, but it's going to be estimated of 10 minutes, okay?
10 minutes from now?
Yes. Okay, Mataró.
Here below this one, the actual time of arrival, we write down 02, and now we can calculate the next one.
An actual time en route will be 8.
8, exactly.
8 minutes. And then over Mataró, the next one is Calella, 065. So we're going to go to heading here 065. And then we'll start chrono once more. And estimated en route is 9 minutes.
So 2 plus 9, 11.
Yeah, 2 plus 9, 11.
And we do a check of all this. So we check the parameters, everything looks okay, and we still have fuel, time to change the fuel.
So every time we do, every time we go through a waypoint, you check all parameters.
We check all the parameters, yeah.
And then every half an hour we change fuel.
Exactly. We calculated 0, 11, and it says that we'll arrive at 08. So we are having more tailwind than expected.
Yes.
Our ground speed now is 107, and here we have calculated 90 knots, 96.
So the commercial pilot license, basically you do what you're doing on a private pilot license, but a little bit more precise.
Yeah, I would say that the CPL is very similar to the PPL, but as you said, we reduce the margin of error or the amount of errors that you can make. And for example, when you are recovering from a maneuver, let's say a stall, the amount of height that you can lose is less.
Okay.
But the routing is very similar in the sense that we are navigating visually from point A to point B to point C, but what we are doing is we are making it a bit more difficult, and we do it by decreasing the size of the waypoints or the villages, let's say.
The distance, or
not only the distance, but as well the size. So instead of finding places like, I don't know, Girona, Mataró, big cities, we try to find small villages that are more difficult to identify.
Okay, interesting. And we still identify them with roads, with references.
Yeah, from big to small. So we start by big things like mountain, roads. In this case, the seaside, the shoreline. Then we go smaller and smaller and smaller until we identified our waypoint.
So, for instance, now, if we go to Calella, we're going to be looking at, for example, this road here, to see that the VOR is to the left of the road and Calella city or town is to the right.
Exactly. And we have several villages here, the shoreline. So we have St. Paul, which is this one, which is clearly identifiable because it's just before this patch, but there's no cities and it's a bit more green.
Yes.
But this one is St. Paul de Mar. Then the next one here, after St. Paul.
After St. Paul we have Calella.
Calella. The VOR is actually there in the mountain.
Yes.
So we are actually now a beam.
Okay, so a beam Calella, 05 minutes and 07. So 5 minutes, and this is 07.
Perfect, so we start all over again.
Okay, so the next one is going to be Calella to Sierra Whiskey, it's going to be 06,
Sierra Whiskey, Sierra Echo?
Sierra Echo,
right?
sorry, 065.
Okay.
So 065 here, which is basically
almost straight.
Almost straight.
And if we arrived at 07, it's going to take us...
07 plus 9, it will be 15, it will be 07, 16, and...
Okay.
So coming up next,
Coming
we
up.
have the river. This river here that goes to the sea and creates a bit of a delta.
Yes.
You know what river is this one?
This is the Riva Turdera.
Yeah, Turdera River. So there to our left we can find Palafolls Aerodrome.
Yeah.
And then after the Tordera River goes into the sea, we can find the first big village, which is, I guess, Blanes.
Yes.
And afterwards Lloret.
So this would be Blanes.
Exactly.
The next one would be Lloret.
And behind that little bit of mountain there will be Sierra Eco.
Perfect.
And here looks like it's more clear, so
Yes.
as well we can check our altitudes. So we said that when we are from Calella to Sierra Eco, we want to
2000.
We said from Calella to Sierra Eco, we can climb to, 2000.
Yes, 2000. Then
We're
from
gonna climb
Sierra Eco,
afterwards.
Beguria.
Okay. And if you want, I'll prepare for you the frequency of the next station.
Girona?
Will be Girona.
So we have to contact them.
We will contact them, tell them that we are performing a visual routing along the coastline,
Okay.
and the next reporting point will be Begur. Here we have the Tordera.
Yes. So this is the Tordera River, which is this one. So we're basically going over the aerodrome as well, the ultralight aerodrome. Blanes would be here.
Yeah.
That one there is Lloret. This one here, right?
Lloret del Mar.
And Sierra Eco, Tosa will be on the other side.
Exactly.
The one before the mountains.
Is you actually see this part of land that goes more into the sea?
Yes.
It's exactly after that.
Okay.